Have you ever stopped to ponder the origins of our planet? Where did Earth, this blue-green sphere we call home, come from? This question, seemingly simple, is steeped in layers of complexity and mystery. It invokes a sense of curiosity, a desire to delve into the secrets that time has veiled. It's a journey into the unknown, a path less tread, but one that holds the key to our past and possibly our future. Today we journey back billions of years to uncover the story of Earth's formation. Our story begins almost 4.6 billion years ago in a cloud of gas and dust swirling around the young sun. This is a tale of cosmic proportions, set in the theater of the universe where stars are born and die. It's the story of our home, Earth. But how did it come to be? Well, according to the nebula hypothesis, our solar system was once nothing more than a nebula, a vast, cold cloud of gas, dust and ice. This nebula, with its elements forged in the heart of ancient stars, was the raw material from which everything we know was formed. The nebula began to contract, likely due to the shock wave from a nearby supernova. As it contracted, it started to spin, becoming a rotating disk of material. The center of this disk accumulated the majority of the mass, forming our sun, while the outer regions were destined to become the planets. Tiny particles within the cloud, no larger than a grain of sand, began to collide and stick together. This is a process known as accretion. These tiny particles gradually formed larger and larger clumps, growing into kilometer-sized bodies called planetesimals. The planetesimals, in turn, collided and stuck together, forming protoplanets. These protoplanets were chaotic, molten worlds, continuously reshaped by violent impacts. Our Earth was one of these protoplanets. It grew by accreting material from the surrounding disk, and as it grew, so did its gravitational pull, further accelerating the process. In the midst of this cosmic chaos, something magical was happening. The Earth was taking shape. It was a violent and chaotic process, but one that would ultimately lead to the creation of a world capable of supporting life. As the nebula depleted, the process of accretion slowed, and the protoplanets began to cool and solidify. The Earth, still molten and scarred from countless impacts, started its long journey towards becoming the planet we know today. And thus, from this cosmic nursery, the Earth was born. In its infancy, the Earth was a hot, molten world, constantly bombarded by asteroids and comets. Imagine a time when the world was a seething, molten sphere careering through the cosmos. This was the Hadean era, aptly named after Hades, the ancient Greek god of the underworld, a period that lasted from 4.5 to about 4 billion years ago. This was an epoch characterized by unrelenting heat and ceaseless asteroid bombardment. During the Hadean era, Earth was essentially a lava ocean planet with temperatures reaching up to 2,000 degrees Celsius. These extreme temperatures were the result of the decay of radioactive isotopes and the residual heat from the planet's formation. It was a time of unimaginable violence and tumult, a world in the throes of its own fiery creation. Yet, despite the chaos, the foundations of our familiar world were being laid. As the molten mass that was Earth began to cool, the first ever crust started to form on its surface, a thin, brittle layer that was constantly reshaped by the planet's internal and external forces. This crust was the precursor to the tectonic plates we see today, the jigsaw puzzle of land masses that make up our continents and oceans. Alongside this, one of the most significant events in Earth's history took place, the moon-forming giant impact event. The theory suggests that a Mars-sized body, affectionately named Theia, collided with the young Earth. This cataclysmic event resulted in a huge amount of debris being ejected into space, which eventually coalesced to form our moon. The moon's creation had a profound impact on Earth, stabilizing its axial tilt and thus paving the way for the development of seasons and a more hospitable climate. This fiery, chaotic period laid the groundwork for the Earth we know today. A time of molten rock and sky-raining asteroids might seem like a far cry from our current blue marble, but it's within this crucible of heat and chaos that the story of our planet truly began. As the Earth aged, it began to cool and change, setting the stage for a new era. This era, known as the Archean, was a pivotal period in our planet's history. As the Earth's fiery heat gradually subsided, the surface began to solidify, giving birth to the world's first stable continents. This was no quick process, mind you. It took a whopping 2 billion years for these landmasses to form. But form they did, and their emergence marked a turning point in the Earth's evolution. These continents were not the familiar shapes we know today. The Earth was a vastly different place back then, and its continents were no exception. They were smaller, scattered, and constantly on the move due to the relentless action of plate tectonics. Plate tectonics, you see, is the geological engine that shapes our world. It's the process that drives the continents to drift, to collide, to fracture, and to fold. It's the force that builds mountains, carves out valleys, and spawns vast ocean basins. Plate tectonics is, in essence, the Earth's sculptor, tirelessly shaping and reshaping the planet's surface. As these continents drifted and collided, they formed complex landscapes with mountains, valleys, and oceans. These landscapes, in turn, created diverse environments that set the stage for the next major development in Earth's history: the emergence of life. Life, as we understand it, requires specific conditions to thrive. It needs a stable climate, access to water, and a variety of chemical elements. The Archean era, with its newly formed continents and oceans, provided just such conditions. It was during this era that the first simple life forms appeared. These microscopic organisms, humble though they were the ancestors of all life on Earth. The Earth was taking shape, but it was far from finished. As the continents continued to drift and collide, as life began to evolve and diversify, the stage was set for the next chapter in the Earth's grand story. With the stage set, life began to flourish, transforming our planet in profound ways. The story of life on Earth unfolds over eons, each chapter marked by shifts and turns that have shaped our world into the diverse, vibrant sphere we inhabit today. Our journey begins in the Proterozoic era, over 2 billion years ago. It was during this time that life began to evolve in leaps and bounds. The first simple cells had already appeared, but now they were joined by more complex forms of life, organisms that could harness the power of the sun to create energy. These were the cyanobacteria, the pioneers of photosynthesis. By taking in carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen, they began the process of transforming our planet's atmosphere, setting the stage for the explosion of life to come. As we move forward into the Phanerozoic era, life takes on a new level of complexity. The first multicellular organisms make their debut. Plants begin to colonize the land, followed by the first insects and eventually the first vertebrates. Each step in this evolutionary dance contributes to the shaping of Earth's atmosphere and climate. The rise of plants in particular plays a significant role in this transformation. As they spread across the land, they help to stabilize the soil and regulate the carbon cycle, not only providing a source of oxygen, but also acting as a sink for carbon dioxide. This has a cooling effect on the planet, setting the stage for the ice ages and the evolution of mammals. Life's influence on our planet is not just about the big picture, though. Every organism, from the tiniest microbe to the largest dinosaur, has played a part in shaping the world we live in today. Their collective actions have carved out rivers, built mountains, and even altered the composition of the atmosphere. From a molten world to a living planet teeming with life, the Earth's journey is a testament to the power of time and change. Fast forward to today, and we find ourselves on a planet rich in diversity and complexity. Our Earth, an unparalleled gem in the solar system, is a dynamic entity, ever-changing and brimming with life. It's a world painted with a palette of diverse ecosystems, from the arid deserts to the lush rainforests, from the deep oceans to the towering mountains, each playing its unique role in the grand tapestry of life. Our blue marble is not just a passive stage upon which life performs, but an active player in the drama of existence. Its climate, its geological activities, even its magnetic field, all contribute to the intricate dance of life. And yet, Earth's current state is as much a product of its past as it is a harbinger of its future. As the dominant species, we humans have left our indelible mark on this world. Our cities sprawl across its surface, our industries churn within its bowels, and our satellites orbit around it. Yet with great power comes great responsibility. Understanding Earth's history is not a mere academic pursuit, but an essential guide in our stewardship of this planet. We stand at a unique crossroads in Earth's history where our actions can either sustain or endanger the very world that sustains us. As we move forward, we carry with us the legacy of Earth's past, shaping its future with every step we take.